Good morning, friends. Good morning, audience, uh, haters, friends, friendly. You're all welcome. So today I'm going to make a commentary, do a commentary on or explain what I noticed about this movie, Duel, esoteric side of it. So I'll give you heads up. This is not in California. Although it may mean like global. It may be global or may mean the Middle East, as a matter of fact. So the truck is a certain deity or personality, no different from it shares no different from 2001 Snake Odyssey. They share the same approach as the Kubricks and the Spielberg, right? They have the same mentality. They're preoccupied, like almost 1,000%. Well, let me put it this way: they're preoccupied 999% by this certain deity and this certain personality 1,400 years ago, and the 1 per 1,000, or you know, for anything else, right? So it seems to me, from what I discovered, they live on this, they drink it, they sleep on it, you know. So that's what it is. Uh, so that's that truck, right? It's an evil truck. I gave you a hint before about coffee. Whenever you see coffee, they talk about coffee at the same time they're talking about certain thing. They mean Arab. Well, it happens they do other things as well. So oil, dual oil, right? Is oil truck is also denotes the Arabs here. Now, Dennis Weaver, what's it? David Mann is the Jewish, right? But he is the other deity within Judaism. The other deity is really the what we in classic religions, such as my religion, I am a Muslim Sunni, right? We consider Satan as an evil being, right? We're taught as such in our religion. While on the other side, right, they consider our God, the God of Abraham, as so and so evil and whatnot, right? Um, and this is what this is all about. It's also a historic space, runs within a historic space between, similar to 2001 Snake Odyssey, between 1450 years ago until now. Events started happening on human history back then. So this truck here is green, as you can see. It's got green color, and then in the background, it's got it's a red horizon, blood horizon, right? Now, I'm going to make notes about certain things, but I really do not know if he meant to do so or not. So I'll be correct, like right on the money when it comes to certain aspects or elements or meanings or hints of this movie. Others I may or may not be on right on the money, like they say, because money now is like virtual stock market, crypto, and so on, and you're going to be run over by the little car. But here in this movie, why is my interest in it is to show you how they think, but there is a confession in it, a big time confession, not much different from that of 2001 Snake Odyssey, about the revolution in science, about math, about things of the sort, right? Okay, let's go ahead and start, like they say. So I'm going to pause. So I counted 6 steps, maybe 7, I don't know. But he tries, I don't think anyone uh, in the movies arrive as much as hidden or concealed details in every step or every minute or every second as does the 2001 Snake Odyssey. That one apparently has been carefully done, and everything in it denotes something, right? Uh, but it's a laughable story now that we know what he's talking about. It's no longer fascinating or a mystery that we're interested at anymore, because we know what he's talking about, right? We benefited from knowing their thinking and what they're doing, right? Cover up, cover story, and the confession about original science and who started them. So as you can see, Blue, if you're closer or if you're watching the screen here, there's like my screen is low resolution, like 1080. It's an old TV, right? You would see that the garage door has 6 ventilation slots or or openings, right? So there's 6, and then there's the blue, and if you count, you know, you can count your way around and then come up with something. But there are 2 bicycles. I don't know if he means anything by those bicycles, but I have seen people display bicycles with with very high handlebars, right? And they next to it they put their symbolism, right? Which denotes like these guys are Gnostics or worshippers of Dennis Weaver. All right, now that thing on the on here, I don't know what that is really. It's like, it sounds like a Ark of the Covenant or something of the sort. I don't know. But usually on the Ark of the Covenant, they put 2 things next to it. You know, there's one, and there's something in the middle, right? I don't know. I don't know. Table and 2 chairs, or fixtures on the wall, or on your coffee table or something of the sort. I don't know. I'm not of that world, so that's why I don't know. Looked like some kind of a temple, you know, in there. You know, that house looked like a temple, you know, with whatever. Now here's very important. The car on the right is blue and the car on the left is red, right? So colors in this movie also, I discovered that colors in this movie denote something. Religions, races, you name it, right? So yellow will mean Oriental, right? Meaning the like myself, for example, I have traces of, or you know, part of me that is Oriental, either Turkic or Mongol or something of the sort. Now here at the end, if you look on the other side, here where he exited, it's an open community, you know, open door community, and no gates, no fences, and their cars. While on the other side, opposite to it, right? That's what he's talking about here. It's a gated community, closed up, right? And it has trees. Trees are green. So the green, color green, is a symbol of Islam, right? Not necessarily, but well, that's what is going on. So that's what he means. That's his side. That is that other side. And now we see green. We will not see much green later, but notice here. Here, if you look, although he's no longer looking at the screen, Spielberg is superimposing 2 pictures against each other. There is the road, there is everything else, but then there are trees. There's trees, there's trees, there's trees here. But those trees are very interesting. Why? Because they're palm trees. Again, coffee, oil, palm trees, brown color, desert, all add up to the same thing. But eventually, there will be a clearer indicator of what's going on here, of what he is trying to tell us here. There's that bus that, you know, I don't know if he set up the whole highway or the whole boulevard here to tape the movie, or is it just he was driving on a street, right? And then things happen. But this bus, I would doubt that. There's white, and then there's this bus here. Now this bus, there's the red on the left, and there's that orange on the right. Here it says yes, right? Yes for 9 or something of the sort, right? So 9 apparently is something of a mystical number, right? Heraldry languages, you know, I don't know. We in Islam have 1 number, that's 1. And in fact, in the math we invented and made and put together, calculus, you name it, right? there's one number. Everything else, like if you say the number 6, so that's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? Six ones, right? Now you may say you keep bragging at me about us, Arabs invented calculus and wrote all these things that didn't exist before, but there's new things. Yes, there are new things, but these are variations on the theme. This is like someone who invented the car, and then the next guy invented. Like the next guy, added things to it. Let's put it this way, or made it look different. Like DeLorean motor car. Like the doors open up and so on. So I'm not denying that in the modern age there is improvement and there is variation on the themes, but believe me, the foundation and the original work is all done by the Arabs, right? Later on, in later ages, it was shared or there was participations by other nations, such as Persians, such as Turkic, such as whites, such as you name it. It shows up here, as a matter of fact. We'll see it. So as you can see in the background, he's so far told you what this is. There's that side, closed up, gated community, rich probably, right? And there's his side, bicycles, and so on. So I don't know. I try to make sense of numbers like 13, 6, 31. I don't know, 13, and there's 63, and there's 1. Each two by itself or one by itself makes sense. But I'm gonna try to mention numbers, but I'm not gonna be able to resolve them. Let's put it this way. I don't want to spend time on them, but those numbers do mean something. The 13, we know what the 13 is, right? It's like the 12 and the 1, and there's the 63, that's the 666, and there is the 1. I don't know who the 1 is, but I think it's the 4-1, meaningly your God, according to them, their falsehood is that is a brim-tad man. Man will not be my God, no. Valley Boulevard, I don't know what that is. So the number could denote something in Arabia or somewhere, I don't know. Okay, so that's the car in front of him. It's a brown car. Now notice, he takes time, like few seconds in the movie itself, to focus on on the license plate. License plates always often mean something. Like if it's a C, then it's SEE. It's a 4, then it's FOR. Things of the sort. I tried to resolve this TSX 075. I spent a little bit of time. I couldn't come up with anything. But I don't know. South to south, X or whoever it is. But the brown definitely adds up to the notion of him talking about the Muhammad and Allah, or that deity that he's trying to portray here. Or sometimes, according to Rabbi Spielberg, they join them all together, similar to 2001 Space Odyssey. Right? Now, on the right, you see the word Whigs. On the left, you see the word Windsor. Windsor denotes the, and it's in blue, right? Because the mother, Queen Mother, this guy's, Charles's grandmother is Jewish, right? And then the family became Jewish eventually. When that king abdicated to Elizabeth, the one who just passed away, that was a Jewish rule in England, right? But England was ruled by Jews long time ago. A couple of hundreds, since Cromwell, let's put it this way, since Cromwell. However, officially speaking, the House of Windsor, which had an original German name, become officially, right, Jewish at Elizabeth's rule, the one who just passed away. On the right is Whigs. I don't know, there was some kind of a Whigs conspiracy, or, they started fighting each other or something. So there's something about Whigs. I do not know the full history of it, but I remember reading it a long time ago and I completely forgot. So that's what it is. And this guy, so Garden Grove, he says, I lived in Garden Grove, I don't know, 82, 1 year in Garden Grove, I forgot the name of the street. Between Cerritos and Fountain Valley. And somewhere in the middle, somewhere there. Here shows you a bank, right? Security Pacific National Bank. Back then, this is in 1971. I used to have a checking account in that in the early 80s. In that bank, Security Pacific National Bank, in around LA. He's making descriptions here. I do not know what those are. And then the road is going and everything is going, right? Here's a blue truck. Again, colors do denote either races or religions. Tunnels do as well. And there is a scene here that is very crucial, and it conjoins with other scenes as well from other movies. I'll show them to you. One I kind of explained in movie 2001 Space Snake Odyssey, and I've seen it here and I've seen it in another movie. I'll do modification on that as well. Duel oil. So he puts the duel way in the tunnel itself. So the duel is with whom? Something in the tunnel, maybe. Now I'm saying Spielberg, but the author I think is someone else. I think Spielberg is only the director, I think, or something like that. So he didn't write this. Maybe he had involvement in modifying the script, or adding scenes or notions or things of the sort. I do not know. So the blues are all over the road. They're doing business and so on, while the brown truck, evil looking truck. You know, when I watched this movie long time ago, not because I went to seek it. I think in the ways back, I worked in a video store when I was young. And then I watched this movie because when you work in a video store, you have so much time, right? I don't think these guys are open anymore, like Blockbuster or something of the sort, right? I did not, back then, I didn't know what it was all about. But something in my psyche stuck about it, that there's something there. And I looked at the truck, and it's like an evil truck. I mean, from the moment you look at it, it's like evil, right? So the blues are doing business and moving life and so on. Really? Motherfucker. I hate Dr. Dre. So they move from one tunnel to another. It's really those blues. See that blue truck? They're moving you from outside of tunnels and so on. Blues, trees, trees under. They are moving. Blues are moving under green trees. So the trees are upstairs, but the world of Spielberg moves underground. And again, the description is something to do with them, about life, about what's going on. Double discount value, I mentioned each week, and grocery card. Oh man, I mean, the investors, right? The hedge funds and those like blood suckers, right? They're looking out for your savings. And it's all blue outside, out in the open now, it's all blue. But when the passing in the tunnels, above them there's like that green evil. Right? Bakersfield 5, I didn't know when I was young what 5 is, but it's really 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? That's it. But here, 5, it depicts the pentagram or the sign of Dennis Weaver. Here it's very important. Day blue, as you can see, there's an accident. Somebody, went into a mishap or lost something, blah, blah, down on their luck and so on. But hey, look, that tow truck or wrecker is blue, so they come to rescue you. Really? They convince you of investing, and that's that, it's gone. And as you can see, they're rescuing the red and so on. finally, after a while, Dennis Weaver, the 666, Dennis Weaver, the actor, and the red car he's riding and the blue shirt he's wearing took you out of those tunnels under the green. Red? Now Red is playing music, right? Red is happy. Look, the brown now is sheared off, right? There's no ceiling. There's no cover like by tunnels or anything else. The brown now is like, they opened up through the brown, right? The other deity. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Again, those numbers are scores like Major League Baseball or something of the sort. But for Spielberg, nothing goes to waste. No crisis goes to waste. So these numbers may mean something. And now, your horizon is blue and, the green and whatnot is shoved aside, right? The green and the brown. Four strokes off the base and 71. Say, did your car need a new muffler or a new shock absorbers?
You know about these census forms that the Census Bureau has sent out to us all to fill in? That will be the basis of this course. I would like some information. I'm filling out my census form right now, and I have an awful problem. And I was wondering, can somebody help me? Go ahead. You're going to answer my question? Oh, good. Well, first of all, I just want to say, I don't mind being counted.
What does he say? I don't mind being counted as an American. I mean, you're American, right? Why do you not mind being counted an American? Are you something else altogether? Is he here? I mean, the sentence or the expression itself it's like it sits in transfers, right? It just doesn't cross your mind. If you're an American, to me it sounds like that's who you are, and then it's a census form. Then that's who you are. I am an Arab American, right? I call myself an American. I'm a citizen of this country. Heck, I ought to fulfill my part of the bargain, right? When I took the oath. With certain exceptions, of course. But now he doesn't mind being counted as an American. I mean, how much of a metaphor is that, right? And then now he shows you the car. That car is red. Again, red denotes certain either demons or certain religions like Masonry and Shiism and as well as Alawism, all these Gnostic religions of the Middle East, right? That they believe in demiurge or so. They attribute those to Persia. They didn't exist before. These are all new makings, a few hundred years old, yes, but not 1,000 years old.
The question was, are you the head of the family? Well, quite frankly, the day I married that woman that unfortunately I've been married to for the last 25 years, well, it's true. I lost the position as head of the family.
So let me give you a heads up before we continue. Here, heads of the family means like he lost his... maybe the description that this man is on the phone is narrating is really Dennis Weaver talking, right? But I don't know. However, and again, you would see the brown now is under, right? The grass, dead grass, brown, and so on is like on the ground, and then above the mountain, and the sky is blue, right? So now what he's, the heads up is this. There's a number of types of families. There's that of the Arab or Muslim family, and the man, or the husband, or the father, is really the god of the family. I mean, it's a male-centric family, right? Male-centric society as well. In Judaism, it's total opposite. It is female, right? A centric society, but that's not original. If you look at the Bible or the Torah, whatever is in your hand now, that's really not that old, right? You would see when God is talking to Abraham, he's talking man to son to. He didn't say daughter or his wife or. So even in the old the children of Israel, right? In the olden days, it was male-centric. When did it become female-centric? I don't know, but I think it's been probably this is like I don't know, a few hundred years, maybe not thousands of years, definitely not, because Jewish societies, even those that are Middle Eastern Jews, right? There are Middle Eastern Jews. Some of them are from Arabic origin, some of them are, like mixed up. How did they become Jews? There's question about that, right? Even there, they dress like Arabs, they talk like Arabs, and their family is also male-centric family, right? So that's what he's talking about here. But it also means that a deity like him, for example, that's what he's talking about. That Dennis Weaver uh, is no longer the head of the household, but it's really the other deity. That's Allah or God.
I stay home. I hate working. I hate going out and seeing people and getting involved in the rat race and things like that. So she works, and I do the housework and take care of the babies and things like that.
Take care of the babies, like he nurses them.
I was wondering, you wanted honest answers. Now, what I did, I penciled in all of the marks that you want.
So I think that's what this man is talking on the phone is really Dennis Weaver talking, right? So blue is surrounding the mirror and his glasses and so on, and you see his ear. I don't know if Spielberg wanted to go to such details. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I'm on at least 70% of what he was talking about there. Now, this man called himself the silent majority. I don't know what silent majority means here. Silent majority is probably those Americans say, or people, if he's talking about the planet, not America, is that those people who go to work every day, hardworking and so on, but they have no say or decision, or they participate in rule or government, if you will. So the government or rule is being seized by Judaism and in the modern age, right? And everybody works and blah blah, but that's it. They're silent, right? They have nothing to do with it. Or it could also mean the silent majority here. It could also mean that he's talking about non-humans, right? Meaningly, they're demons. They're as they term fallen angels, or silent majority here is not a benign term, if you will. There's some meaning behind it. Not the head of the family. The man of the family. So he has to do the work. A Jewish man basically is, and please don't be offended. I noticed in some situations it's like the slave or in the family. He goes work hard all day long, whatever. And I don't know if they work hard, but they go invest. Get some from Obama and Joby and Trump, and and used to be Pelosi, and now I don't know who. Every day the government oozes and bleeds billions and billions just for the silent, well, not the silent majority, but for those guys, right? Right now, there's this humongous 2,000-pound leech stuck on the 200-pound human. The United States now, with all its output, with all its wealth, with all its whatever it is, in fact, the world, right, is moving one way, is flowing one way. That's it, right? And there's even, from what I'm seeing, there's even chance of the body or this human not surviving that, right? But they don't care.
How should I answer that question?
Well, it's just if you yourself and as a household, if you think that your wife occupies that position, I would suggest that you would like to take it.
Isn't that so embarrassing? What would you people?
He's embarrassed. That means he's like one of those feeble wimps, right? Because that's who you are, but you don't want to appear as such. I've seen it before, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I don't know. I was working, well, in California, right? I went there for about a month and so on. And there's this big wheel, right? He's not the big wheel, the manager or his manager, but he was the one that sits on the cube that really manages everything else from behind. And we were talking once, and we were talking to this particular company. And this company, when I was reading their documentation, right? they had certain symbol, right? It's like greater sign, greater than sign, and under it like a dash, right? Now, it always appeared. Now we know in Unix terminals we put, like prompt and prompt as you please. So we were on the phone with them, and I said, ask them what does that mean, really, what it is. And his answer was like very perplexing, right? He says, I don't want them to know that I don't know what that is. I'm like, so that's what this wimp here is trying to say. Like he doesn't want anybody to know that he's the slave of the family.
Nobody is even going to know.
Are you sure?
I'm positive no one will know about that. We don't know your status healthcare.
So he's trying to save his. It's called face-saving act here.
They're revolving my neighbor, my
They will never see that form.
So the woman here is saying this, accept your situation, and that's that, right?
Did you take the window of your find out?
And now that evil truck deity appears on the horizon, and you hear the rumbling noise of the engine and the pollution and flammable. Now I noticed all that, but I watched the commentary by Spielberg himself. It's on the same DVD, right? And he apparently made that statement about the truck being evil, flammable, blah blah. He made comments about other things I will make. I'll tell you about later, especially about the license plates, right? Because they confused me. I tried to make sense of their numbers. I couldn't, and I didn't want to try that. But then he explained what he meant by those license plates, right? So that's that truck, right? And the gesture here is really that he owns the damn road, right? He's moving slowly as he pleases, owns the road. You can't overtake him. You know the whole. That's the gesture of it. Now, Spielberg said the front of the truck looks like a face, evil face. I didn't see that. I mean, it looks like a truck to me. And if he wanted that to look like an evil face, I think he missed it. There is one time when he is climbing up a grade, right? That truck, it looked like some kind of a fat alligator to me. You know, the lights as eyes and so on. I'll show you what that is. I talk about pollution, huh? Well, I'm gonna freeze it here in a second. Okay, resuming. That truck looks evil. But from a distance, I mean, this is the truck, right? I've seen so many trucks like that. And you get the three lights, you get the flammable, you get the smoke. Oh, this truck, this deity, Allah, Muhammad, I mean, the truck is very problematic. And I know from that religion, it says purification is part of faith, right? Or cleanliness is part of faith for nature, for yourself, for everything else. So that's a lie. That's a lie. And it's brown, like it's brown again. Not brown, it's like brown here. So I made a note about the license plate meaning something here, and you saw like yes for 9 and so on that big bus. And here on Dennis Weaver's car, it's like 149 PCE. It's the 1 and then the FOR and then the 9 is so for the 9, right? And PCE, I thought it means peace, right? Peace. So he tries to play with your psyche, spins on your brain and think that Dennis Weaver is peace, right? That's an evil truck. So on the license plates, Spielberg said, that it is the countries he hurt, right? What that means is when Arabs went out of Arabia during Islam to Europe, to Asia, to Africa, and so on, that's what he means, is that when they went there, they hurt people, right? Or hurt countries or so. Man, how can he say something like this? History speaks otherwise. So does Kubrick in his movie, right? So that's the one eye. I don't think it cuts it. He should have picked up different truck and or modified it or something. So now she says 800,000 others, right? Uh, I don't know what that means. That's probably how many families or head of families of Spielbergs were in the United States at that time, or demons, or but the 800,000 is definitely probably a correct number, I would say. So 800,000, if the family is head of household, I would say, I don't know, we're talking 6 millions. I think they're more than that. Those flying or crawling devils. And you can see the blue eyes. Coffee. Oh, no. She's playing dumb, right? You know, like, oh, feeling bad for him, oh no, and stuff like that. But she's one of those venomous snakes.
But no, I got a hold of this first before she did. I thought you were wrong to answer it. But I wanted to be honest about it, and I'm a man of conscience. So I'm going to make sure if I put that on the head of the family, nobody would know the difference, right? And I'll put it.
Uh-oh. So here, he didn't like that. You know, you overtake him. What are you trying to overtake him? He owns the damn road. Remember, you know, those bumper stickers? In fact, I own the damn road or something of the sort. Yeah, we all do. This movie is filled with contradictions. One big one I'll mention to you. That's why I'm thinking later on, Dennis Weaver confirms that status and position. That's why I'm making an assumption that this man on the phone is really Dennis Weaver talking. Here, let me, maybe I have to backtrack. He doesn't like that. So here, the horn, I think, means like he started like calling him names or writing or stereotyping him, or you know, sort of, right? And I don't know if that's relevant, but if you look here, there's some kind of an oil, uh, was it oil, oil rig? Not rig. They call them names, you know, oil, you know, those oil towers. So that also adds up, and then there's a brown and so on. But here, this guy says,
Not only was Johnny on the bicycle talk, but also does nail file on a high flat table, and also plays Seracus in Razzle. It's a great day for the Irish.
okay, it's a great day for the Irish. Notice, great day for the Irish. Usually when they utter or announce certain word or name or people or something, and they either precede it or follow it with certain descriptions, this is not a haphazard or a abrupt explanation like, oh, it's a great day or something of the sort. Then he's talking about the Irish here. And what is he saying about the Irish? That they're very efficient. They play music on bicycle pump and so on. And right, what he's trying to say, they're very efficient, but they're like monkeys, right? That's what he's saying. He'll say something worse than that. Give me a second.
What do you do? I play meat.
He plays meat, right? Now, notice what Dennis Weaver, the 666, says about him.
You what? I play meat. say meat? Yes, meat.
That's sick, man. That's sick.
Yes. They know they just made some of the brains for that.
I'm going to explain that to you. You know, the saying that you're dead meat or something of the sort. This is not laughable here. That's what he just called the Irish as monkeys, you know, and so on, and dead meat, right? And that's how they feel, right? That we, Gentiles, you know, and Goyim and heathen are like dead meat. We don't have brains, right? We just react. Here, what they're trying to say, I don't think this is haphazard, and I don't think I'm overreading this. Is what he's saying is that everybody outside of Jews, right? And some Jews do consider the Arabs included, right? Like they don't have souls, right? So we're only bodies. That's why they do to us what they do to us. Some Jews consider Arabs as also having souls, right? Or spirit, right? Which means we rise after the death, So we have like divine presence in us and so on. I think they think I am one of those. And frankly, my dear, I don't give it that. What do you think?
I don't need to make sure. I've never heard of anybody who plays meat. Well, a lot of people think it's strange. That's what I just don't understand that. No. I found in the home storage locker
Uh-oh. He pulls over too. Okay, this is like 41 minutes. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna make one. Oh, look, the one-eyed monster. And not just that. If you look, the one eye, right? And uh-oh. He's staring at you with one eye, right? Like Rabbi Fred Nietzsche, naughty Fred. Now look at him, the blue looking at him. You know, what is this guy doing? They had altercation on the road. Hey, it's...
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you recognize this guy? This guy, the station attendant. You know, I did that before when I was 18, 19, I think. I did that kind of work. I used to check tires and wash windows and so on in the gas station. Honorable work. I made my money. I earned it all the time, always, right? But if you recognize this guy,
I got it.
this guy in the movie 2001 Snake, no, I'm sorry, in the movie Soylent Green Dollar and Soylent Yellow Gold and Soylent Cryptocurrency, this guy is the one who gives the beef, or he is the one in the cage, right? When Tad Fielding and Cheryl come in and they, you know, ask for provisions and so on, he's the one in the cage, and he says, "Sign it." Whatever his name, I forgot, right? And then Cheryl comes into the cage and takes the beef. That's him.
What do you want? Fellow with Ethel. If Ethel don't mind.
Yeah, Ethel is, I think that's, it's also a name for RFK's lady. Okay, we're gonna stop here. And have a nice day, my friends. We'll see you in the next video. Today is August 25th, 2023.